Well, hello, fellow people. So, I've been thinking about this data center garbage. I know a lot of people are finally catching on. It really helps, though. I got to say this before I get started. It really helps if people don't use the damn stuff. Just stop the usage of it. Make it obsolete before it even takes off. I mentioned that in a comment on Benny Johnson's channel. And guess what? He no longer intros with that AI stuff. If you notice that, I don't know if he read my comment, but I do think it's interesting. About a few days after that, we stopped seeing it, right? That's what needs to happen. I know it's an easy thing to do instead of going to Canva or whatever that site is called, where people can edit their stuff and, do all of these AI things or, graphic things. I think you want to keep the ability to layer and create graphics and motions and things like that with your brain instead of letting AI do it for you. But the first thing that I thought about, even before I knew how bad they were to the level that they have been exposed at this point, my very first thought is, why in the world would an inanimate object need fresh drinking water from our water supply? We have people around this nation who live near lakes and water reservoirs showing us videos of the water depleting, receding back, like miles of it. Some ports don't even have water. You can't even get into the ocean because it's dry land at the end of the port or the deck or whatever that crap is where you offload your boats into the water. So my very first question, and I think it should have been with everybody, is why in the hell does an inanimate object need fresh drinking water when we have a vast oceans, plural, out there? That's as far as I got. I'm not IT, but this cat is. And check out what he says.
My name is Doug SEVEY. I live at 3392 64th Street, Palo, Iowa. I've called the mayor and suggested that I get put on some kind of a committee because I'm Palo's resident expert. I build data centers. I own data centers. I built the first private data center in the state of Iowa, and everything that Google is telling you is BS. I have a data center right now that's running in Hiawatha, and I have been there 14 years and have never used 1 gallon of water. What Google isn't telling you is they don't want to use the technology because it costs more. They're going to burn through the water, and when it's done, and they don't care. Then they'll put the money in. And so I can guarantee you, if you guys want to start a committee, I'll volunteer because I'm the expert. I build them. I'm working on one right now. I'm working on one in Milwaukee. I live here, and if I told you on the phone, I called you and talked to you, and I said, you should really let me help you. I never heard anything back. And I warned you. I said, my well goes dry. I'm coming after you because I know what's going on. And you can't do this. You guys have to say no water. They don't have to have it. I mean, to give you an idea, you people, how many people in here have heard of Unity Point Health? Okay? All right? I have 100% of their IT in my data center, and I've never used a gallon of water. And I'm the most efficient data center in the world. So this is all crap, and you guys don't want to listen. In fact, I called you and said, maybe we should talk. Never heard back from you. So if you guys want to put a committee together, you can call me. I'll tell you the truth, and I can explain everything to you how this works, because they're lying to you. Big time. There's absolutely no reason to use a gallon of water. And the same thing on the efficiency of the electricity. They're doing the cheapest way they can. All they want to do is get the gravy, and when it turns to shit, they're gone. Google is not our friend.
You hear that? Google is not your friend. Stop using Google. I need to re-upload the video I did on my previous channel to expose just what a bunch of crap that is now, and how they've literally chopped off any of the information that you can get. Those billions and trillions of results you get in instance or a second, total BS. Total BS. I have to upload that one for you guys again.
So anybody wants to talk to me, I'll sit over here afterwards and I'll explain it to you. So if you would like, I would be more than happy to be on your committee to work on this, because I am the expert. I build them. I know. Thanks.
And so I looked into Mr. Doug SEVEY, and I wanted to show you something in case people think he's full of malarkey. So I looked up Unity Point Health, and it is a very large network. What does it say here? The system he's talking about serves nearly 8 million patient visits annually across Iowa, Western Illinois, Wisconsin. And so he's not fabricating this. Okay, what does this say? Regarding the specific volume IT require operate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, does not, okay. So that's good to know as well. And then I looked him up. Here's his company, an LLC. Started back in 2000. Where did I see that? I saw 2000. Where did I see that? So this is giving him the little breakdown. So let me go back to this. So the next page I went to was here. I think it told me here. No, where did it go? Where did I see that he started his company in 2000? Because this is only highlighting, I guess this is the council meeting that we just saw. Where did I see that? Go forward, back. Well, where did I see it? Well, I suck at this. Having a Ben Colson moment. I love that guy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, type it in. He's on YouTube, but hilarious. But I wanted to show you that the guy was legitimate, basically, and that he's not fabricating it. In fact, I think I'm going to contact him myself. Hopefully I can get a recorded conversation uploaded, and maybe I can get him in a committee near me. Maybe he's willing to share this knowledge from one state to another. You know, I know we all have our different rules and regulations in every different state, city, municipality, and all that garbage. But I think that's rather interesting that my first gut feeling was just confirmed by a man who knows what the hell he's talking about. So we shall see. I encourage everybody to reach out to him. You know, the only way, because again, we don't have representation. Your votes do not matter. You will not be voting yourself out of it. You'll just be changing managers if you switch parties or whatever that crap is they have you brainwashed with. But it's good to know that we can finally beat them at our own game, at their own game, and attend those council meetings, for fuck's sake. Excuse my French. I'm trying to work on the non-cussing because I actually don't cuss a lot, believe it or not. I've just been so outraged since 2020. It's just wells up in me. So this is just a portion of me that has to get out because I just can't stand the stupidity that I'm surrounded by anymore. But a tip of the hat to Doug for attending that meeting. And I will be reaching out to him. I would suggest you do the same, because if you have the same feeling that I did, I say there is power in numbers, and everybody should be reaching out to this man. And he should definitely be protected, because I don't think they'll want this information to get out. So that's my FYI on the data centers for now. Hopefully I don't have to touch on it again, because it really does piss me off. You know, they're ignoring the fact that we are jeopardizing our water, and the electricity is out of the wazoo. It's incredible. It's just down to me and my husband, and I cannot believe how much electricity we've been using this summer, and it's just us. And we're not even here 50% of the time, you know? So I think it's time for us to put our heads together and get in touch with this man, come up with a plan, attend those meetings, and shame them. Matter of fact, it's time to do some tar and feathering. Quite literally, I'm there. See you next time.